everyone. I am hoping that by the time you're seeing this, you've had a chance to see the new Barbie movie. If you haven't, there's not any spoilers in this video. I just think everyone should watch it because it's really probably the most beautiful movie that I've seen in a while. I've already seen it 2 times. So, anyways, for a while now, I've been particularly drawn to the contemporary aspects of sports because not everyone has a special relationship that draws them to sports, and that's okay. But I enjoy when I'm able to use the contemporary aspects of sports to talk to my friends who otherwise could care less about sports with something that piques their interest. I was inspired by the Barbie movie, and I was trying to think of a way to tie the movie to something sports related. I was pretty sure I had the Spurs Barbie, so I texted my mom just to confirm. She said I indeed have the Spurs, the Dodgers, the Lakers, and a Snoopy Barbie unrelated to this story. So I was going to try to find something there because I was like, oh, okay, so the Barbie, or Mattel did a NBA Barbie collection. So I started Googling, and I came across this amazing article called A Mother's Vow to Find a Dallas Mavericks Barbie Leads to a Worldwide Chase by ESPN senior writer David Fleming. I linked it in the description because I think you should definitely read it. But essentially this video will dive into that article. So in 1999, the NBA and Mattel teamed up to sell a one-time league-wide collab of black and white Barbies for all 29 teams. Hence began Marilyn Harvey's quest to secure the entire NBA Barbie collection for her daughter Candace. Basically, growing up, Marilyn loved basketball, huge MJ fan, started on her high school basketball team, all that fun stuff. While her daughter, Candace, was just not a sports person. She loved Barbie, though, and her mom really wanted to do this sweet thing that tied their interests together by successfully acquiring the entire NBA collection for her daughter. So, right after the Barbies launched, the next couple of months, Marilyn spent calling around and visiting all the stores to accomplish this mission. And within a few months, she had collected 28 of the 29 dolls. But the one Barbie that she couldn't get a hold of was the Dallas Mavericks Barbie. But she kept trying. So in the beginning of her search, she had a hard time finding evidence that this Barbie existed. But she spoke with a company rep at Mattel who promised her that there was one out there. In her final attempt to locate this Barbie, Marilyn announced at her 2004 family reunion that she needed their help from everyone everywhere because they had enough people living across the country to find this doll. So then 20 years go by. They still cannot locate this final Barbie. And obviously Barbie is a really big deal right now because of the movie. And I can't think of another reason, but because of the movie. And Marilyn has not given up on getting this last Barbie for her daughter because, it's the one thing that she's still missing from this collection, so I understand the frustration. And she thinks that she's basically theorizing that Mattel just never created this Barbie, or they're trying to cover something up because she knows that there's a white Barbie version. It's scarce, but that it at least exists. But according to the nearly 50 Barbie collectors that were contacted by ESPN, none of them ever recall seeing a black Mavericks Barbie in person. But anyways, this is to say ESPN and the Harveys have teamed up to complete this collection. Marilyn and her daughter Candace feel that it's super important to complete this quest. So they start their search in Dallas, obviously. And so in 2021, when Cynthia Marshall became the NBA's first black woman to be selected as the CEO, Candace tried to reach out to the Mavs team about producing the missing Mavericks Barbie, but they were like, I literally have no idea what you're talking about. So that didn't work. Then they got in contact with former assistant Mavs GM Keith Grant, who said he had 2 Barbie-loving daughters who grew up in the 1990s, but they were not familiar with the Mavericks doll. So that was a bust. Anyways, so aside from what we don't know, what we do know is that much like the Mavericks in their current state, in 1998, they were not making the playoffs. So in 1998, they were just returning from a lockout. They were, like, near the bottom of the league. So the basics of supply and demand would suggest that because they just weren't performing really well, fans weren't super engaged, they're not going to generate or, sell as many Barbies, so they're not going to produce as many because that wouldn't be a smart business decision. So it's theorized that Mattel probably manufactured, like, the estimate's like 10,000, which is sizable, but I mean, I don't know, 10,000? Is that really that many? So anyways, they still had hope because of this number that they've estimated in their brains. Then they went to, I'm going to try to say this right, Dusseldorf, Germany. In Dusseldorf, Germany, resides the world record holder for the largest Barbie collector on Earth. She has about 18,500 Barbies. Her name is, again, I'm going to try to say this correctly, Bettina Dorfman. She's 62, and she believes that her daughter has the dolls of basketball. So she reaches out to her, promises that she will search her collection, but to no avail. And then Bettina sends an email to Fleming, the writer of this article, just saying, I have not found this doll in my collection. I have asked the other collectors, but they don't have this doll too. I will have to look to find the Barbie. I will inform you. Best wishes, Bettina. So, I don't know. I mean, if I had 18,500 dolls, I don't even really think I would know where to begin my search. So, and I'm not judging Bettina. I'm just saying that maybe she didn't look that hard, because I understand. So then they went to El Segundo, California. They met with Bill Greening. He is the Barbie signature team principal designer and de facto company historian. Greening double-checked with Mattel's archive and confirmed that the Mavs Barbie does indeed exist or was produced. We just don't know where it is. And his theory is the same as what we initially theorized, which was that, supply and demand, not a great team, not a lot of Barbies made, because not a lot of them are going to sell. So, but he gives them some hope because there's a Barbie collectors convention happening in Orlando that will feature over 1,000 attendees, and he promises that he'll keep a lookout. But I'm going to just fast forward for you. They went to the Orlando thing, to no avail, still no Mavs Barbie. So, this was, I believe, in Singapore, this connection, if I remember correctly. So, one collector brings up a good point, and it's that the NBA Barbies were released with the gymnast Barbies. So they had, like, the super bendable legs, because, like, most Barbies, their legs are all straight and stuff, so you could, like, bend the knees. So they were really good to play with, I guess. And he was like, well, Barbies are still toys. There very well could be a Mavericks Barbie out there, and she's just wearing, a dress. So, which is very true. I was trying to do this recently, like, remembering my experience with dolls and Barbies, but I just was really bad at doing that kind of thing and, like, maintaining interest. And I think maybe it has something to do with being an only child, because I was like, I'm playing with Barbies in my room and having a conversation with myself, but I would always just have conversations with myself because there's no one else there to have a conversation with. So I was like, doing this with a Barbie doesn't really make it that much more exciting. But, and, like, the only one I really remember wanting was, like, this mermaid one, and I don't even know if I got it. But anyways, that's me. Then, this is it. So, Fleming, he has a day until this article's due, and he's, real bummed out because he's been trying really hard to find this Mavericks Barbie. So, Flemings gets a text from his friend, Alonso Almedo, I'm going to assume that's how you say it, a Texas-based ESPN reporter who says he thinks he found the Mavericks Barbie on Facebook Marketplace, which I think is, like, that makes so much sense. I think that that's the place where you can find anything on Facebook Marketplace. So Fleming's Venmo'd Alonzo $75. It was a little fishy because at first I think the lady was like, yeah, we can do like PayPal. And then she was like, actually, no, cash only. And then I think they were just starting to feel, also just like you've been on this journey for so long. I left out some parts because I was just like, oh, that's really frustrating. But anyways, you've been on this journey for so long. And so it's like, if it's that close, I don't know, you're just going to do what you got to do. So anyways, he met the seller in person and she brought to him the little Mavericks doll. And then he put it in his little car and drove that sucker home. Well, so then obviously Fleming's had to get had to get the doll to the girls, and they were so happy and grateful. And I think it's really special what they were able to accomplish after looking for 20 plus years to locate this Mavericks doll. And I really admired just the dedication that Marilyn and Candace and Fleming's all had to this conquest, because I think I would have just gotten any Barbie at this point and just made it myself. I don't even think it would look really great. Like, it would probably look pretty bad, but I would just be like, you know what, I'm over this. It's been too long. Congratulations to Marilyn and to Candace and to Fleming's and to Alonzo and to the people in Singapore and all the other places that they went, Bettina, for just getting to be a part of that really special journey. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you watch the Barbie movie. And if you've seen the Barbie movie, I hope you go to see it again. So, ta-ta!